Okay, Sunday morning quarterback time. Nebraska falling 33-28 against Colorado. Very disappointing way this thing ended, but I think let's look at the positives first. There was a lot to draw from positively out of this game against the Buffaloes.
Yeah, you saw Nebraska run the ball for more yards in the first half than they did in a game all of last year. You saw Adrian Martinez look as good or better than advertised in moments of this game. You saw the offensive line play the physical edge. So many things about the big picture of the offense. And then the defense. You saw an aggressive edge up front, 7 quarterback sacks, getting after the quarterback, stopping the run. I mean, Colorado was fairly one-dimensional on offense. They had a little moment where they ran it with success. But other than that, I mean, I thought Nebraska's defense played very well. The only thing missing for them was just getting that one big turnover. This game, to me, for Nebraska, Andy, they were just one play away on offense or defense from blowing the doors off, and I think pulling away and really running away with this game, and they just could not find that play. And then Colorado hung around, and Steven Montez is a veteran quarterback, and he made the plays that mattered.
He certainly did. The Colorado Buffaloes finished the day with 351 passing yards, but held to just 44 rushing yards on 35 carries. I want to ask you about Adrian Martinez. Obviously, it's too early, and we don't speculate on how severe the injury is, but the big picture at quarterback moving forward is Andrew Bunch.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary deal, because if it was just a minor situation, he would have went back in the game. And clearly whatever they saw in the medical tent on the sideline was enough to say, you know what, this is not worth it. We're keeping him on the sidelines. We're going to look at this more. Scott Frost said it's fairly encouraging, or
semi-encouraging.
So what does that mean? I mean, you speculate knee injuries, ACL, MCL. We know ACL is the worst case scenario. Right. Is it in the middle there where it could be multiple games, or is it a deal where he'll miss no games? I don't know, but the quarterback situation that we feared is a reality right now. Nebraska losing Jebbia, losing O'Brien back in the spring, and then all of a sudden, game 1, fourth quarter, you lose your freshman. Now you're down to 2 walk-ons, and you know that's going to be a situation really Nebraska football has never faced this early in a season.
Andrew Bunch is the presumed starter if Martinez is out, and then you got Matt Masker and maybe even Cam Taylor as an emergency guy at this point.
Yeah, Cam Taylor would be one of your only options right now. I mean, unfortunately, the Noah Vedral waiver did not go through, or they've not been able to get that. So it is as razor thin, Andy, as we've ever seen the quarterback situation at Nebraska. I'm sure when Tommy Frazier and Brooke Behringer went down in '94, they were down to walk on Matt Turman, who, by the way, is the uncle of Noah Vedral. But they've never been in a spot like this, looking at 10 more games, maybe 11 more games on the schedule.
But on the bright side, the Huskers did run it for 329 yards, so they can run it. Obviously, some of that has to do with the quarterback, but, Greg Bell ran it well. Maurice Washington and Divine Ozigbo, they could tote the rock.
Right. I mean, there's a lot to like there with those running backs. All 3 of those guys had moments and flashes where they could do it. And, if you have to move forward with Andrew Bunch as your starter for any length of time, I think the game plan changes. You try to incorporate those running backs that much more, but you need the passing game, because teams will load up and really try to overcommit to stopping the run, and that's where, if Andrew Bunch has to start next week against Troy, he's going to have to make those throws, and he proved he can make it. He made a 3rd and 19 throw that J.D. Spielman probably should have caught, and that's something that you hope that guys will execute better in those situations.
It's cleanup week, though, really, because they had so many opportunities to play some clean football, the drops, the penalties, missing opportunities on 4th and 1. So it's there. There's room for improvement, no question.
But a good team's coming in next week. I mean, Troy won 11 games a year ago. Now they lost their quarterback and their best running back from last year, and their opener they were blown out at home by Boise State. But this is still a program with a coach and Neil Brown coming in next week thinking they can win this game, especially if Adrian Martinez won't play. So this is going to be a real gut check, a real test, an 11 a.m. game that, we're going to find out right away if Nebraska's ready to roll, because Troy is probably coming in here, especially with the quarterback situation, thinking that they're going to have a puncher's chance to steal a win in Lincoln.
Yeah, Nebraska and Troy in the second game of the season for the Huskers. It's an 11 a.m. kick. Saturday, it's on the Big Ten Network.